Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday, and it goes like that. What a great day. Starting early, making it happen. We're looking for Jakey Bakey first on the mic. Team David Meltzer should be right there with the pin up. Look below if you want to reach me for exercises, guys, books for free. Anything you need, just david@dmeltzer.com. If you haven't joined the text community, it's always there. 949-298-2905. What a pleasure. Let's see what's going on. Let's get the questions rolling. Everybody looking good, sounding good. Colleen, happy Tuesday. Seems like a long time since I saw you yesterday. Jake, welcome. Jake Scher is in the house. Thank you for joining me. Welcome. Let's see. The questions are coming in. Antonio, thanks for joining me. 5:30 this morning. You're the man. Thank you. Do you have a strategy for making introductions? For making introductions for other people? So my strategy for making introductions is to find synergistic and supplementary alignment of values and help someone transition interest of how they can help each other. So I'm looking for mutually beneficial introductions for people and being able to create value through those that are worth my time. I also believe that introductions should be rewarded with pay. I know this is a new one in an abundant philosophy, but I have done millions of dollars of business and felt as if, we kind of work from there. JP, I'll be with you in a couple minutes there. But so I have an agreement. And if people think it's weird, I always tell them, look, man, I just want an agreement because I have a bad memory. I want to remember what I promised to do. It's not because I don't trust you. It's I just want to remember what I promised to do and have it clearly in writing so I can remember, reconnect, recollect, all of that. David Hartley Jr., welcome in the house. Let's take a few more questions and then we'll bring JP on. They're filling up quickly. Thank you. What's your biggest challenge right now? Ego, edging goodness out of my life, especially what other people think. That's why I'm doing a training on seeking approval because I'm having a trouble, with my uncle passed this morning, and he was one of my uncles that helped raise me in Akron, Ohio. He was a pure soul, and a biggest challenge is that understanding. So, not having the ego involved. So many people, when they have significant life events, make it about them, and for me, it's about the person and the situation. And I only want the best and pray for everyone's happiness in my family. So that's my biggest challenge. Anyway, Uncle Mike, peace. I love you. There we go. Which one of your attributes makes you successful? I'll tell you what attributes make me successful. One of them, and it's the common denominator between all successful people. I have a desire that I must be what I can be. I'm on the consistent, persistent pursuit of my potential, and I am enjoying that. I'm enjoying that pursuit. That is my number one quality. I am the little train that will do whatever that story is. I will not quit. You do what you want, but I will not quit. Put my back against the wall. Shame on you. I will not quit. I have a desire that I must be what I can be. And that's my number one. That's my number one. Favorite book to read when you were a kid? Monster at the end of the book, Sesame Street. Grover is the monster at the end of the book, representing that I am the monster, the little engine that could. Thank you, Matt. The little engine that could. That's what I want to be and attribute my success to. So awesome. Monster at the end of the book. You are the monster at the end of your book. So don't be afraid to turn the page. It's just you. Lovable, cuddly you at the end of the book. How do I find inspiration to be better at myself? Well, you don't find inspiration, you clear the way. You don't find inspiration, you clear the way. There's all this interference that we create for ourselves between in spirit and you, between the great source of light, love, and lessons in you, between infinity and limitlessness in you. And so what we want to do is use our free will, that pursuit, to clear away all the interferences, void, shortages, and obstacles that are there between you and everything, especially everything that you want. So That's you're in spirit. Use motivation to clear it as well. How to gain discipline. Sorry if you've answered to this question. No, I haven't. Uh, Discipline is through understanding the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious continuum. Number one, lowering the bar so you can do it every day. The way the system works is your cellular memory only reacts to information it receives every day because it only can receive information when you're awake, which means that you have a limited period of time every single day to input that data. Then it goes into your subconscious mind after a minimum of 21 days, determinative upon what your DNA is, what your quantum nature is, what your quantum memory is, what your sub and unconscious are telling you. So at minimum, 21 days of consistent behavior daily will input that discipline into your subconscious, where then 40,000 of the same disciplines or ideas or thoughts all are hosted, and they're interacting with your brain, creating neural pathways to make those ideas and disciplines easier to do. In other words, more efficient. As it becomes easier and easier to do, it talks to your DNA. It activates this quantum memory, or your, you can very easily then in that frequency work within the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious continuum in order to effectuate a discipline. That's what I call the habit machine. That habit machine has been referred to in Outliers and Surrender Experiment and a variety of other books. Through that continuum is how we input data, store it in midterm memory, and utilize and change our hard drive so that we can create a frequency or a beacon to allow what we want to come to us from the great source of abundance of everything that comes to us. That's how it works, in my opinion. What kind of investment or sectors are you looking at in the market? For me, I'm always looking at 3 different areas. One, the areas of what's doing well. So I look in the stock market to see the 50 best performing stocks over the last 7 months. I then also see what stable stocks there are. I look to see what stocks have not changed. Yep. All right. JP's here. Sorry. I got off track. Thank you. JP, come join us late. I got caught up. Here we go. At the Awaken with JP, comedian, healing coach, author, speaker, my friend. There he is. Sorry, bro. How are you?
Dude, I'm better. Like I must be what I can be. That's like I must be what I can be. That's starting Tuesday on a banger. I feel good with that.
Yeah, man. That's the takeaway from the playbook of all the people like you, the higher frequencies that I allow myself to be around. That's the takeaway that I've gotten is there seems to be a common denominator that there's this pursuit that you must be what you can be to find your potential. And in whatever areas you want to pursue.
Yeah. I love that.
Oh,
I
you
love
there?
that, man. Well, I'm sorry, David.
Wow, man. Tell me what's going on. I actually got to read your book, by the way. So how to be ultra spiritual, which is, aligned with what my belief systems are, and utilizing kind of a more pragmatic approach to spirituality. So thank you for writing that. And anyone that hasn't read it, it's a must read.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, brother. Some of what you said cut out. Might be a connection on my end, but I just telepathically took it in.
All right.
I feel
All
good.
right. Well, we're working on clean water now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, man. Clean water is important to me. I'm also going to be getting involved with these amazing people doing Operation Underground Railroad, freeing people, kids from sex slavery. It's just really, really tragic. Some of the things that are happening that we can make a difference on. So to me, it's important to make a difference, help the people who are truly helpless. And doing that with clean water through charity water, my community raises massive funds for them. So I'm so proud to help bring clean water to people around the world. So women and parents don't have to watch their children get sick and die because they only have access to polluted, dirty, bacterial-ridden water. So yeah, man, I think this year it's been one where the common denominator is still being a giving, kind human being, is like maybe the only truth of thread for this whole year. I'm sure there's many other truths, but man, I think this year it's really.
Yeah, I think that idea of being kind and decent, yeah, the idea of being kind and decent absolutely is a major theme for everyone. Just to, get a true inventory of what that means to you. One of the interesting things when we look at basics, you look at water, you look at air, and then you look at freedom. These are basics. These are not, whether my kid has the PS4 or, some of the other greater challenges, whether to wear a mask or not. These are very basic things that we need water, we need air, and we need freedom. And, especially the helpless, right? The manipulated, cheated over, manipulated. And why is it that we're so hypersensitive and hyper complex and aware of so many hypercritical things, but yet we can't address like basic things that easily we could afford, easily change very quickly if we put our attention and intention into it. Why can't we get people to focus in on water, air, education, and freedom?
Yeah, I think the reason is because of the word you just mentioned, attention. When it's people dying of a lack of clean water on the other side of the world, that's not in front of us. When childhood sex slavery is not happening on our block, it's not in front of us. And
Well, but it is happening on our block, and we're not aware of it, right? It's not
yeah,
in front of us. It's so hidden. Like it's in these neighborhoods, suburban neighborhoods, in literally basements, and people are all around it.
yeah, 100% true. So I think it's a lack of awareness because fundamentally just most people are great people and they're so compelled to give to these causes in movements when they become blatantly aware of like, oh my god, this is happening. It's not that people don't want to help because they're bad people. It's like, no, people do want to help because they're good people. It's just we're only aware of what we're aware of. And that's why I'm doing my best and I'll continue to grow it, but to help raise awareness so that good people can feel the call in their hearts to give and donate.
Yeah, absolutely. And you do it through entertainment as well. And what I love about you is, the complexity of your personality allows you to bring humor and light to awaken people to the issues so that they can feel good about supporting and helping. And, you do so much from the books you write to the things that you do every day. What do you think resonates the most with people when you're, getting that emotional attachment? Do you think it's the asking, or is it the comedy, or what organic mechanism on YouTube really generates resonation or connection?
Yeah, what I've found, especially this year, what resonates the most with people is when I speak a bold truth. And typically I'm doing that through the language of comedy, but this year I've really started to crusade for helping people free themselves from unnecessary fear. And I'm saying things that at times I've been censored, but there are things in my heart I'm like, no, this is my truth. I have to say it. I kind of don't want to say it because it's inconvenient, but I need to. And as I've been willing to step through a membrane of fear and get more bold with conveying the truth as I see it with my audience, the audience has exponentially grown this year. By far the fastest growth, just in a landslide. And I think that's because what I'm doing comedy on is a bigger, bolder truth. I think when one of the reasons why people love you, Dave, I think a lot of times what you say, it's not necessarily new, but it connects with something deep inside. And I always have this experience with you where I say, like, what I just heard Dave say, that doesn't feel new, but it feels like a truth that's been inside of me that I wasn't aware of. So it's like you activate this truth in me, it makes me like you more. And, and I think I'm getting a little bit of that with what I'm doing on my end with my audience. And because, big, bold truth is that's so appealing. Right now, it's so easy to be politically correct, BS people, sugarcoat things, and we can listen to someone on a podcast or whatever and be like, I know they're not speaking their mind right now. And I
Yeah.
think right now, I don't know Chinese astrology, what the new year is that we're living in, but it sure as hell ain't the year of the facade. That is not style. It's the year of the big, bold, honest, and authentic person. And I think any entrepreneur, social media presence person, that's what will grow you faster than anything. But it's scary because our mind tells us that's what's going to shrink my audience. It's like, yeah, you might lose people that don't resonate with you, but you gain all the people that do resonate with you.
Yeah. And they were never with you anyway if they're not resonating with you, that frequency. And I think the two most difficult lessons that I've learned is the quantity side of what it takes to reach as many people so that you can get to that frequency. And then two, to stick to your frequency. One of my favorite things, and I'll let you go, but the things that resonate most with people are the things that I learned, not, that book that says everything I needed to learn, I learned in kindergarten. I love that book, but I literally will tell you the two things that I teach the most that change lives are things that I learned when I was 3 years old before kindergarten. One, I must have been told 100 times when I was 3 to say thank you. And that's the most powerful thing, right? Truly. And then to ask for help. Right? How many times you hear it? 3? Oh, ask, don't do that. Ask for help. And somehow we lose the two earliest lessons that we learned. And I will tell you, out of the thousands of great remarks and testimonials and people emailing me and telling me, gosh, you're a genius. I've been saying thank you before I go to bed and when I wake up, and it changed my life. You were right, David. And I'm thinking to myself, no, I am planting seeds for trees that I'll never sit under, or watering seeds for the people that told you that before. For some reason, like you said, I have the ability through frequency to water that seed, and then it grows inside of you like you must be what you can be. And I really appreciate JPU for being what you can be and speaking your truth. You are the ideal pimple popper. I'm not a big fan of pimple popping, but that pimple popper lady has more followers than you and I combined. So there must be a good frequency for popping pimples. Let's try to compete with that, my friend. Let's make kindness and decency our pimple popping frequency, and let's change the world together and help everybody have clean air, clean water, and let's free these kids that are being abused all over the world.
Yeah. Amen, brother. So well said. You're just a poet, and you know it, and you channel it. I love it.
You got it, man. I'll see you soon. Thank you, brother. Take care.
Thank you.
Awaken with JP. Awaken with JP. Thank you, brother. What a great guy. Come on again. Come visit me anytime, JP. Sorry for a couple minutes late. We'll ride right into Ricky Mendez is waiting. I'll let him go a few minutes extra. I saw John Lee Dumas in here. Welcome. Thank you for coming on, good friend. Great follow. So make sure you check him out at John Lee Dumas. I saw him in there. Ricky Timbo, are you here? I'm looking for at Ricky Mendez Speaks. You here, Ricky? Is he here, Jakey? There he is. I'll give him a request. This is one of my first mentees, and he is just killing it, building his. There he is, John. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Check him out. He's right there at John Lee Dumas. Remember, Friday's training is on the need for approval, learning to and how to deal with getting other people's approval, or what we should take into context. Looking for Ricky here, my friend. Ricky, where are you? We're waiting for you. I'm trying to connect. You got bad connectivity too, or is it what's going on with the internet? That's all I got to say. What is going on? We're having trouble connecting. Let me take a question. We'll try Ricky one more time. We're going to do a great thing with John Asseroff. What do you think about network marketing? I am a huge fan of network marketing. Huge fan. If you have heart. So if you have heart, you absolutely can take advantage. It's a 1% of the 1% of business. The people, 99% of them quit before they're 25% of the way there. That goes back into uh, the pool, but the people that are the 1% of the one percenters through pure grit, using somebody else's product, marketing, distribution. It's the easiest step in way to make millions of dollars without any money. And I got some good ones out there that I'm working with. WFG, if you're in the financial services business. Marshall Falk is a partner of mine, the great HOF, the Hall of Fame running back. We also have Elevate. It's my happiness drink. Every day it increases our dopamine, our oxytocin, our serotonin, and endorphins, all natural. Changes my life. Elevate, and of course, Prime Your Health, the CBD company that Ricky works for. I do not know why it will not connect me to Ricky. It says I'm waiting for him. Let's try again. Daddy to be, what are you most excited for in fatherhood? Uh, if you're a daddy for fatherhood, it's all this stuff that you don't know, right? Unconditional love is my favorite part of fatherhood. To experience unconditional love, to give unconditional love, and then to translate that to what I see as my heavenly Father. If I care that much, everything I think about my children that I'm willing to do, to think that there's an all-knowing, all being way more powerful than me thinking the same way about me, is incredible. So that's my favorite part about fatherhood, the unconditional, unlimited infinity of love, light, and of course lessons. Because once they become teenagers, that's it. Ricky, I keep on requesting you back. It says waiting for Ricky Mendez speaks, but it won't let you in. I try every single way to get you in here. I'm doing anything I can. I don't know if you have bad connectivity or what. My connectivity is good. My connection was bad. It might be Instagram. I know that JP's was bad. Trying to there. See what we get in there. There we go.
There it is.
That's
Yeah.
why. That's why I'm persistent, man.
Love it. Persistent pursuit of getting on live with you.
Of course, man. We got too much energy, too much interference because we're gonna bring it right here. You got the greatest time to be alive event on 11/11, which is my lucky number. I was born January 11th. 11/11 is the day of manifestation. We're supposed to write down what we want. The man who created the vision board in the movie The Secret, John Asseroff, is going to be with us on the greatest time to be alive event. You've been one of my first mentees. I am blessed to be mentoring people for long enough now to see my mentees not only turn into millionaires and happy and successful, but more importantly, great mentors themselves. So I'm starting to see the 1,000 turn into another 1,000, and I'll live long enough again to see that 1,000 get to 1,000. But I know the system works because of people like you. What is the greatest time to be alive event about?
It's really about looking at today, and I think the three greatest things is we can acquire new skills, expand our minds to what's possible, and to grow relationship capital. That's one thing I've learned for you in asking for help is there's massive relationship capital. The guy that was just on previously, I wrote it down, said his audience has grown the fastest this time because it's the greatest time to share a more empowering and positive perspective because there's more problems in the world right now. It means there's more solutions for us to provide and to create positive change. So when you look at it in that sense, I think it truly, truly is the greatest time unequivocally to be alive today in human history.
I would agree 100%. That doesn't mean, though, that we don't face pain. Here we go. I'm back on. Can you see me and hear me, Ricky? I'm going to get you back. Don't worry. We're going to get Ricky Mendez back right now. We were right into the greatest time to be alive speech. And let me see here. We'll get him back in. This maybe Instagram hang-ups. Shoot. We got so many good things going on. Cancel. Here we go. No resistance. Let me try one more way. Ricky, go ahead. Request me one more time, Ricky. Are you in there? My daughter was calling because my uncle died and put a kibosh on our connection. Oh, we're still connected. All right. Well, I'll wait for Ricky back. But anyway, the greatest time to be alive event is 11/11. And you can reach out at Ricky Mendez Speaks, plural, at Ricky Mendez Speaks. And he's a great mentee of mine and a mentor. I learned a lot. Here we go. Let me try this one. Try it again. I'm not going to quit, man. That's just the way I roll. Oh, Ricky Mendez declined. It says the request on my end. Let me see here. I'll give him one of my requests on your end. There we go. We got him. All right, we'll do this again. I'm not going to quit, Ricky. I'm just,
No way,
that's not
man.
what I teach. That's
No
not
way.
what I do. I don't care. Andrea's going to wait for a minute so we can finish up. But anyway, like I was saying, it's not without pain. And one thing that we learned when there's a lot of pain, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, financial pain, that we can see it as an indicator to get to a better situation, or you can see it as a stop sign. It's that simple. I prefer to learn things. I look for people who make a ton of mistakes and don't make duplicate mistakes. I look for people who are expanding, growing, living in the learning curve, pursuing their potential, that believe it's a great time alive, because it's very simple. Whether you think it is or it isn't, either way, you're right.
Yeah, I love that. And it's like you are like the ferocious Buddha. That's how we look at perspective, really, you know? And there's one thing, I mean, Viktor Frankl, the Man's Search for Meaning, I always use that as perspective. If that guy can look at what he went through and write a book like that, whenever I bitch or complain, I just say, is this a Viktor Frankl problem? I say, no, it stops my bitching and complaining in its tracks. Doesn't mean I don't feel pain. I still feel it, but I can be more empowered and more powerful by converting that energy from negative to positive. And if I practice it over and over and over again, I get better and I get better and I get better. And I surround myself with things that eventually make me smile. So I had to move around in my house. I was getting great reception. I don't know what it was, but I'll show you that. It's a quokka. It's like the happiest animal on the planet. So I put things like that all around me to make me smile.
Yeah, it was smart because, Viktor Frankl can be used to frame things. And when, my friend Gary V, he frames things a lot. Well, I guess it's better than me dying. I guess what the next step from framing, from the Viktor Frankl methodology of framing, saying, oh, well, it could be this, to me, it's what we see. So the next step in the layer of the onion that I want all of my mentees to get to is, can I skip the step of framing and comparison, and can I just go to, oh my gosh, I'm so excited because I have a huge lesson that I'm about to learn. I'm about to grow. I'm about to expand. I'm about to accelerate. This is how I'm going to get to where I'm supposed to be, because I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm happy where I'm supposed to be. I'm at the right place at the perfect time. I've been angling to what I think I want, but this is an indication that faith has somewhere to bring me better than what I think. And that, to me, is the step that goes past Viktor Frankl and allows us to truly understand gratitude as a perspective of the ability to find light, love, and lessons in everything. Just real quick before we end up, because I got to let Andrea in here next, give us the details of Greatest Time to Be Alive event, and also tell us what light, love, and lessons we should be looking for from that event with John Asseroff from The Secret, myself, you, and others.
Yep. If you go to greatesttimeToBeAlive.eventbrite.com, it's also in my bio at Ricky Mendez Speaks. And we're looking for one or two things to implement that night, tomorrow night, to implement. There's going to be a whole lot to learn and to do from you and John. John and you changed my life. But I want people to pick one or two things to implement that night that can change perspective and guide them on a path of an empowering and positive future.
I love it. I love it. And what time does it start?
5 p.m. Pacific.
5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be the best time to be alive, to be in that event with John Asseroff, Ricky Mendez, and, of course, myself. Thank you, Ricky, man. Take care. What's your favorite Dave Meltzer lesson?
To ask for help. Every time. Ask for help. My ferocious Buddha. I appreciate it, man. Ask for help.
Anytime. Everybody. David at dmeltzer.com. Ask for help. Every Friday, ask for help. I got free training on seeking approval. Ask for help. Want my books, exercises, guides. Ask for help. Join my text community, 949-298-2905. Ask for help. David at dmeltzer.com. Ask for help. We're going to bring on Andrea Marcellus. She is the CEO of And Life Coach and author. Sorry. She's the CEO of And. All right. And / life. Hold on. Let's bring her on. She's been waiting patiently for us. Andrea, thank you so much for your patience. We've had internet or Instagram corrosion, but not with you. Right on time.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you today?
I am fantastic as well. Your coloring is like so fall. You got your eyes, your dress, and the greenery behind you with the
I know.
flowers.
I like
It's
to
like
be seasonally appropriate at all times.
you get an A plus. A plus. Congratulations. That's
What
awesome.
accomplishment for the day.
Anyway, tell me about is it and / life? Is that
And life.
and
Yeah.
life?
So that's my fitness lifestyle app, which is really different because rather than just thinking about fitness in terms of workouts or what you can't eat, I am about what you can do even on your busiest days. And really, it's really funny. I switched, I was training 27 years. I've been doing this with people for 27 years. And the first 16 years of my career, I did everything everybody thinks they need to do to be really fit. Restrictive diets, calorie countings, turning yourself into a math equation, calories in, calories out, blah, 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 blah. And, really challenging workouts. I never got there. And my clients could only get so far. And what I realized is that, this approach, any perception of lack creates this concept of scarcity in our brain that puts you back in the amygdala of your brain, the fear and anxiety center. And we have two things that happen. Your body gives off adrenaline, nervous energy. You can't focus. You can't be at your best. You're always thinking about what you're missing out on, and cortisol, which slows your metabolism. You are working against yourself. So I created a permission-based approach that works with the life you actually live, and just 4 simple things you try to accomplish every day. And that approach, slow and steady, gets people to where they want to go, not only physically, but mentally, because as you achieve things on a physical journey, you strengthen mentally and build the confidence. And they are the same principles that you need to employ to achieve any goal in life. And so that's what it's really all about.
That's amazing, because I love that you take number one piece of advice that I've gotten from all the speeches, panels, etc. I was in this extraordinary panel with the CEO of Burger King and HBO and like huge corporations, and the woman who was the CEO of HBO Films, everyone was giving it was a freshman orientation of a big college, and everyone was giving their advice, and of course, I was given the typical, like your first 16 years of your career, I was giving you what I think you need to know. And she's next to me, I'm talking about whatever, skills, knowledge, desire, all this stuff. And she just looks at everyone and goes, let me just make this simple. Every single one of you need to find one thing that you love to do for your health that you can do the rest of your life for an hour a day. And you'll thank me when you're 80, because the rest of you won't make it to your 80 if you don't think about that now. And I was blown away, because all of us were so lost in what we're supposed to say. And, she won hands down, with the greatest advice that I've heard. And that's where I instituted in my own life that I wouldn't do anything that I can't do the rest of my life. And 2, I will lower the bar to make sure that I can do it every day. But I think the other thing that your program is great at is having an adaptable routine. So many people are like me, type A, must be what we can be. And we're so set on time and efficiency, effectiveness, and statistical success. One of the greatest gifts I've given myself is an adaptable routine based on these values, like a minimum of an hour a day on my health. That is really a simple objective that comes before my family. It becomes before the activity I get paid for, because I've learned that if I have a choice between going jogging for 30 minutes or playing with my 10-year-old son, he wins every time.
Right.
No problem. Well, for
Yeah.
me, sitting on the couch or running for 30 minutes, the couch wins every time. But moreover, those two things. But you also do the same for dieting beyond just
Yeah.
health, which is a
The approach,
multi-billion dollar.
yeah, the approach to food's the same. So in my book, The Way In, it's really about the same thing. It's like, and you hit the nail on the head. It has to be adaptable. So if you lose weight or shape up in a way that doesn't resemble how you actually live, you will never keep those results. And that's what most programs ask people to. Rather than a program that fits into the life you actually live, you finding out about your own body, your own schedule, what can you manage consistently? Consistency is the whole thing. And if you don't figure it out in that way, you're putting on somebody else's lifestyle. You're putting on the person that does grueling workouts every day. I don't. You know, my bar is 20 minutes a day because I can hit that every day. And that's when I started to get into super shape. Really, really strategized workouts, 20 minutes a day. And some are even in plain clothes at your desk. It's 10 minutes. I have workouts on the app that you don't even change your clothes. This is at your desk and you can go for a walk because some days that's all we have. We're very busy people. For new moms, oh my God, there's no time. You don't have time. So it's like, what can you get in at the kitchen counter in your pajamas? I got something. And the food, my whole concept is, look, 80% of our meals we don't share with other people. And we eat them by habit. You get the same bowl of cereal, you do the same thing. I help people optimize those with superfoods. 3 ingredients you toss together, you either eat this, you eat that. It's that simple. And by making that a no-brainer, you have optimized 80% of your food. And in the meals you don't share with that, or that you do share with other people, you can eat whatever you want and be very, very fit. And so you start saying yes to everything. We're not eliminating anything and we're getting super nutrition. And you're a happier person because you're saying yes and you're reducing stress because we're eliminating the I don't know what to have for lunch conversation in a day. You know, I don't know what to eat for a snack. I'll eat these pretzels. There's such better things to eat. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
just helping people the way they really need to. You know, just de-stress, create energy. People do these workouts that just suck the life out of them. You don't need that. You're not an Olympian. You know,
Right.
your
Oh, I tell
workout
people.
should energize you for the rest of your life. That really matters, right? It's a different
Exactly.
approach.
I've spent so many of my years, especially my 40s, and I had this awakening. Hey, I'm not going to play college football again. Why am I doing this chest, try, back, by, legs, shoulders workout where I'm like literally so sore every single day of my life? Why am I
Right.
doing this? And I'm drained because it's taking so much energy, and I'm eating, a ton to keep up with the muscle mass that I have, and just and my heart's probably under a ton of anxiety and stress, which is the
Totally.
worst thing for me. One last thing real with the And Life app. Um, I'm a huge habit machine person, and I believe everything that you're teaching and everything that you've come up with great examples for are attributable to, more specifically, beyond just working out,
Yes.
habits that can make us more money, increase our relationships. These are things I was hoping that you could share with us, just a few tips on general habit machine stuff that you have made applicable to fitness or to nutrition, but I'm sure they can be applied to other things. That philosophy of yours is truly not it's and life, it's everything in life. What are
Yeah.
some of the key tips to get started with the habit machine?
I'm so glad you asked about this because yes, really my book, The Way In my In Life app are the fitness incarnation of really what I'm about, my brand's about, and what I teach, which is these 5 life strategies I have. And you can go on my andrewmarcellus.com website and see what they are and kind of get a sense of them or take a workshop. But what I'm going to give you right now is this, because everybody can apply it in this moment. We have 4 happy hormones in our brain at our disposal at any time if you know how to access them. And I'm going to tell you how to access all 4 of them right now, and it takes 3 seconds. So anytime you find yourself stressed and overwhelmed, or you find yourself just blue, or I just can't get moving today, or whatever, here's what you're going to do. Okay, 1 is endorphins. We know we get this from exercise, but you can do little things at your desk. And the Tabata type of workout, which is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, pick Any exercise, everybody knows one. Put your hands on your desk and do jumping jacks. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Do as many rounds as you can, up to 8, which would be 4 minutes. That's one Tabata round. You will feel totally different. You will have a metabolic boost and you will release endorphins. You will be in a different brain space. 2, you have dopamine in your brain. Dopamine comes out anytime we achieve anything. So on your to-do list, you know how when we write a to-do list and we add things on the top of the list we've already done so we can cross them out? That's because we get a hit of dopamine. So I keep a list of things that take 10 minutes to do, stuff I never get to. If you're in a blue place or you're just not unmotivated, go to any one of those things on that list. Clean out that junk drawer, whatever it is. But you'll be in a different headspace because you've released dopamine by achieving something. And it just puts you somewhere else. You had to focus on a task, you got it done, dopamine comes out. Serotonin is from connection with others. So there's 2 things you can do. One, something like this, just FaceTime somebody. You know what I mean? Whatever. On my AmLife app, all these other programs have you Peloton, Mirror, competing with people, competing with strangers and just their pictures and numbers about their heart rate, which doesn't matter. They're just blowing sugar out of their system. It just because their heart rate's higher, that's a bad workout. What is really good on mine is you can dial up your own workout based on your mood and invite up to 3 friends on your screen live to do it with you. So you're connecting and chatting with your friends while you're not competing. We're connecting, and that releases serotonin. And the last thing is oxytocin. That is from hugs. We get that from connection. So man, you're not feeling it, go find someone, your friend, your neighbor, your pet, mask, whatever, I don't know, your whatever it is, but connection, that physical connection. But do you see how easy it is if you have this strategy? And working, I'm gonna give you one more. Working outdoor in green space. Green, and it's just trees, somewhere with trees, run on this, take a walk outside. It moves you out of that fear and anxiety center to the prefrontal cortex of your brain, where it's stimulating curiosity. Green space literally grows new synapses in your brain. You are growing your brain, which primes you for what you're talking about all the time, learning. And what does learning do? Anything new, curiosity, it helps you level up. So if you need to level up just your day, the moment, green space.
You're awesome. Well, everybody needs a dose, which is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, of Andrea. Check her out. She is at Andrea_Marcellus. And the website is?
AndreaMarcellus.com.
It's that easy. Get a dose of Andrea right there. You can change your life, change and be empowered to be happy. Do things for the rest of your life. Have an adaptable routine. Create a habit machine. She is an expert at it, and what a joy. Thank you so much. Please come back and visit me.
Anytime. I am such a fan of yours, and I enjoy you so much. So absolutely.
Thank you.
Anytime.
And thank you for all the green. No wonder I was feeling so good.
Right?
You're so smart. Take care, Andrea. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye. She's great. All right. You got a dose of that. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and Life app. Check it out, AND/LIFE. All right. We were loaded with great people today. JP Sears, thank you for all that you do as a healing coach and helping people around the world. Ricky Mendez, everybody will be joining us at The Greatest Time to Be Alive, 5 p.m. tomorrow with John Asseroff, Dave Meltzer, and Ricky Mendez. The greatest time to be alive, whether you think it is or whether you think it isn't. Either way, you are right. Training this Friday is 949-298-2905 is our text to join us at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern with seeking approval is the training. So how to and why to and what to seek approval for and not to. And of course, if you want any of the exercises, guides, books for free, david@dmeltzer.com. All of the replays of all of this is featured on Spotify. Every training featured on Spotify. The playbook featured on Entrepreneur. Every platform. Join me anytime. david@dmeltzer.com. It's pinned below. Thank you, everyone. And most importantly, thank you to all my great guests, JP Sears, Ricky Mendez, Andrea Marcellus. Remember, everyone, be kind to your future selves and do good deeds.